I love trying a variety of recipes, and sometimes I come across a really fun combination like this carrot pineapple marmalade. I begin by peeling all of my carrots, and these ones are kind of fun because they're multiple colors. The sad thing is the purple ones will actually change to like a orange yellow once they cook. It'd be fun if they stayed purple. And then I cut off all of the tips and the ends. Then I shred them through my food processor. Next, I quarter 2 oranges and I remove the peel from the pulp. Any of the large cores I'll take out and throw away, but the pulp I'll cut up into small segments, and the peel will also get chopped finely. The first cooking step is to add the peel of 2 oranges and 4 cups of water. And then I'll put this on the stove and bring it to a boil, and I want to boil it until those orange peels are nice and soft. With my peels nicely soft, I'll place 3 cups of grated carrots into my pan. I'll then bring this to a boil on the stove and simmer it for 10 minutes. Now the carrots are softened, I'll add 4 cups worth of sugar, 20 ounces or 1.5 cups of crushed pineapple, the pulp from 2 oranges, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of ginger. I'll then mix those together, put it back on the stove, bring it back to a boil, and boil it until it's thick. Now that my marmalade is nice and thick, I'll place it into my 1/2 pint jars. I want to fill it up to 1/4 of an inch of headspace. Headspace is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. I don't have to get it exact at this point because there'll be a little fine tuning later. Smells really good though, between the pineapple and the orange. I always end up switching to a spatula eventually because it just gets so much off of the edge of the pan. I'll then use either a wooden or a plastic chopstick to debubble my jars, and that's just to get any trapped air bubbles out. I do it by running along the inside of the jar and a little bit in the middle. I wouldn't want to do this with anything that was metal because it could scratch the edge of the jar. I then go through with my spoon and do a fine tuning. After debubbling and as everything's settled, I can have a better idea of just how much I have in here. I'll then use a clean damp cloth to wipe off the rim of the jars. This is just so that if there's any food on there, it won't interfere with the seal. And then I'll place on my lids and rings until they're fingertip tight. And then I'll place these in the boiling water bath and process them for 10 minutes if at sea level. I'm at 1,200 feet, so I'll do it for 15. But I won't start my timer until after it starts to boil. Now that my time's up, I'll remove the lid, turn off the heat, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I then take them out of the canner and place them on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart, and that's just so that they cool down quickly. I'll let them rest for 24 hours to make sure that they get a good seal. If they didn't, I'll store them in the refrigerator and use them immediately, but most of the time they seal. And if they do, then I'll remove the ring, wash them with hot soapy water, and keep them in a cool, dry, dark location like my pantry and use them in the next 1 to 3 years. I really recommend doing a taste test every time that you can because it can get tempting to just put everything in the jars, but I don't know, I think it's nice to get that immediate gratification. Okay, I really like this one. You still get the little bit of bitter that's classic for the marmalade from the orange peel, right? But then you have that really sweetness of the pineapple. So good that way. And then of course the carrots. The carrots are actually kind of fun because of the texture that they provide. I kind of like that in here.